you want to learn how to make super smooth animations like all the viral YouTubers? If you ever struggled with choppy or unnatural animations, this video is for you. So what exactly are keyframes? In After Effects, keyframes are essentially markers that define the starting and ending points of any animation. They allow you to animate properties such as position, scale, rotation, and opacity over time. Let's start with the basics. Here's a simple shape layer. First we need to open the layer properties by clicking on the arrow next to the layer name. Under transform, you will see options for position, scale, rotation, and opacity. These are properties we will animate using keyframes. Let's start with the position. Or you can just click P on your keyboard and it's gonna open position values. Move your playhead to the start of the timeline and click the stopwatch icon next to the position to set your first keyframe. Now move the playhead forward a couple of seconds and change the position of your shape layer by dragging it across the screen. After Effects automatically creates a second keyframe for you. Now when you play back your timeline, you will see the shape move from its starting position to its new position. This is basic principle of keyframing. You can do the same for scale, rotation, and opacity by repeating these steps. Now that we covered basics of keyframing, let's talk about some common issues you might encounter when animating in After Effects. One of the most frequent problems is choppy animations. This happens when the movement between keyframes is not smooth. Smooth like butter! Here is an example of choppy animation. Notice how motion isn't fluid. This usually occurs when keyframes are placed too far apart or too close together without easing. Another issue is abrupt transitions. This happens when there is a sudden change in motion, making the animation feel unnatural and jarring to the viewer. Take a look at this example. The rotation suddenly changes direction without any smoothing, which creates an unpleasant viewing experience. Unnatural motion is another common problem. This can occur when the movement doesn't follow a realistic path or when the speed changes too drastically. To avoid these issues, always pay attention to the spacing of your keyframes and use easing option like Easy Ease to smooth out transitions. In the next segment, we will dive deeper into how to create smooth animations using these techniques. Wait a second, I just need 2 minutes of your time. Are you struggling learning video editing? You just started and have no idea how to progress or where to even start or even how to get paid? Then you are in the right place, because I just created the newest, the ultimate guide ebook to becoming a professional video editor. All you have to do is to go to the link in the description, download my ebook and follow the instructions. You're just new to video editing or editing for weeks and don't know where you're going? Doesn't matter. This book has you covered. Now let's get back to the video. Now that we discussed common keyframing issues, let's focus on how to create smooth animations in After Effects. One of the best ways to smooth out your animation is by using Easy Ease keyframes. Easy Ease adjusts the speed of your animation to create natural motion. Here's how to apply Easy Ease. First, select the keyframes you want to smooth. Right click on your mouse, Keyframe Assistant, and Easy Ease. Or for shortcuts that I'm highly suggest to use is F9. Now you will see the keyframes change shape, indicating that Easy Ease has been applied. Play back your animation and you will notice the motion is much smoother. To further refine your animation, you can use the graph editor. The graph editor allows you to fine-tune the speed and the motion of your keyframes. Select keyframes and click graph editor. Drag this point to the middle and it's gonna create this smooth curve. You can play with it and see what works the best for you. Another tip for creating smooth animations is to adjust the spacing of your keyframes. If your keyframes are too close together, the animation will be too fast. If they are too apart, the animation will be too slow. Lastly, consider using motion blur to add an extra layer of realism to your animations. Motion blur simulates the effect of a moving object blurring as it moves quickly. To enable motion blur, click the motion blur. Now play back and pay attention to the blur. As you can see, blur has been applied and it's way more realistic. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know in the comment what other topics you would like to see, and I'll see you in the next video.